Hey guys, welcome to Skipfusion Box, 30 minutes low impact. So here we go, start with your double bounce, just nice and steady. Stay nice and light on your toes, hands down by your side. Just get into your rhythm, get a feel for it. So we're gonna combine a little bit of pad work today in this class. In the master class we introduce it. So we wanna make sure that we're covering some of the basic skills that we do in the masterclass, okay? So you're going to see Michele come in at various points, taking me through my paces on the pads, okay? Don't forget also, in terms of the pad work and the jumping skills and even the boxing skills, you've got the subscription service and the videos which will take you through progressively step at a time. So make sure you look at those so that you master your technique, okay? So using the double bounce, because it is low impact. Michele's going to do the high impact class today. So from here guys, just take it to your aerobic-y jab. So it's not an actual boxing jab. So this is sort of familiar with what you'll see in most aerobic-y style classes. Make sure your water is close by, so you can stop and take a sip of water whenever you want. So you're just warming up the body, warming up the legs, warming up the arms, and just switching on to the different skills that we're going to go through today, okay? Just side to side. So we're in a nice small space here, so no excuses for saying that you need lots of room, because with Skipfusion, you do not need a lot of room. So you can do it at home in a small space. Change sides for me. You can also do it in the garden or wherever you want, okay? If you're away on business in a hotel, you could do it there. And we show all these different environments so that you can see how, from a practical perspective, it works. So the key with any of the boxing skills, you've got to make sure you're nice and light on your toes. Just 20 more seconds. Just side to side, punching out in front. Okay guys, grab your jump rope again, into your double bounce. So Skipfusion box, said it lots of times before, but it is a great style of exercise because you don't need any equipment. You can shadow box. You can also use this on a boxing bag if you have one. We also show you how to do that in other classes. You can do it with a partner, which makes it a bit more fun, where they're using pads. That's what we're going to show you today. So there's lots of versatility or diversity to Skipfusion box. It's a great workout, great stress buster. Okay, from here guys, take it to a jumping jack with a double bounce. If you find that cardiovascularly you're already breathing really hard and you're struggling with the jump rope because maybe your skills are not quite there, but having said that, if you're doing 30 minutes, they should be, you can always do it here without the rope. Still the same movement. It's just you don't have to worry about the rope necessarily. I'm just going to go back to the rope. Don't forget, if you find this easy today, I want to encourage you to do the higher impact option with Michele, and she's going to take you through your paces. So let's set you up in your stance. Remember guys, I'm left-handed. Just preparing for the pad work, into your jab, loading your back leg, just nudging the front leg forward simultaneously as you punch. Breathe out. Small little angles. There's not as much movement in the low impact option, but it's still a good aerobic workout. So here comes 𝐉𝐻, taking me through my jab. Notice how I don't have gloves on this because I'm not trying to take Michele's hand off her shoulders, but I'm still having a good workout. My knuckles are protected, my wrist is protected. You'll notice I tend to use a hand wrap, but Michele tends to use a small glove. Of course, there's no reason why you can't use boxing gloves. It's just that because of the Skipfusion box style, because we're making a transition from jump rope to boxing skills with hand protection on, it's easier just to have something that doesn't take up your fingers, doesn't cover your hand. So that's the only reason. So notice small movement. I'm using my front leg to explode and then I move back. So if I want Michele to throw a punch back at me, I move out the way. Now I use my legs to move out the way. Don't necessarily wait for her to throw a jab, it's just getting into a good routine. If you're here and she throws a punch, I can always move the hand back. There. Just a few more seconds, guys. So this is for 1.5 minutes. So we're going to test you out a bit more. Okay, thanks, Michele. And then from here, guys, we're going to go into your jumping jacks. So this time, still use the double bounce, just here. So I'm going to do half and half here. I'm going to do it with the jump rope. And then the second half, I'm going to do it without the jump rope. Okay, let's do it with the jump rope. Just going to keep hold of it in my hands. There. Don't forget, if you're at the stage where you're working here for 30 minutes, even though it's low impact, you shouldn't really be at this point where you're doing your half jacks. Intensity can be a bit more, okay? Okay, so let's set you up for your next punch. Remember guys, I'm left-handed, so I stand in the southpaw position. Most of you will actually stand the other way around, but Michele, who is right-handed, will take you through that properly. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with myself and Michele, because she's right-handed and I'm left-handed, okay? But it's the same principle, you just do it the other way around. So Michele's going to come in, and we're going to do the cross, but on the pads. Adds a whole new dimension, this. Makes it more fun. It also unites the person that you're working with at home or a friend, gets you both involved, makes it sociable, gives you a bit of a purpose, which of course people do need to encourage them to keep going with exercise. That's why exercise classes are popular. There's a social element to it, isn't there? But for those of you that don't have a partner, there's nothing stopping you, especially if you look at the other classes, low and high impact, where you just do this shadow boxing. So let's pretend Michele's not there. You can just be here. But I just want to show you, or we just want to show you how to mix it up. And also because we follow this in the content of the masterclass. So notice I punch and I move back. I just change the angle. Punch, move back. Michele might throw a punch back. My hands are up. Means that you have to concentrate. Just if I don't move, my hand's still up, so Michele can't hit you, or your partner can't hit you. So if she throws one back, my hands are up, worst case scenario, and I don't move. But really, you should try and move back or move to the side. Best boxers move side to side. Just one more for me. Cool. Also notice that when I deliver my punch, I'm not off balance, okay? So one of the trickiest skills now, the cross skip. On the double bounce. Make sure you jump high enough, guys. Most people go wrong here because they don't jump quite high enough. Make sure you cross out just in front and nice and low at the bottom of the movement. It's all about timing. Okay, so let's set you up for your double jab. This is all about timing. Look at my front leg. 1, 2, but it's my back leg that's loaded. Here again. 1, 2. This is your little practice go. Notice that my hand comes back to my jawline. If I punch towards you, 1, 2. Look at my transition with my feet. 1, back in, 2. All from the back leg. Michelle's going to come in a second. Okay, Mish. Double jab. 1, 2. 1, 2. Breathing's important. Muscles need oxygen. In the same way that if you're at home or in a gym, you should hopefully be getting encouraged by your instructors to breathe out when you lift the weight. The same principle here. When you punch, breathe out. I go towards Michele. 1, 2. Sometimes I step to the side. Conventional double jab. Push your partner back. 1, 2. It's really starting to work now. Notice that Michele doesn't even need to speak to me. She just presents the pad. That's my cue to hit. And when I'm finished, she puts it down. It's quite fun hitting something. Okay, time. Cool. Next jump rope exercise. We're going to go into the single bounce. So this is just to chuck it in, just to help you a bit with your intensity and also to prepare you for the 30-minute high impact class. At the end of the day, guys, if you can't skip or jump rope in a single bounce at this stage of the 30-minute class, you're not ready for high impact. So keep speed going. Also remember what both myself and Michele say to you, which is when you're doing a jump rope skill, let's say you go wrong more than 4 or 5 times, that should be your cut-off point where you need to re-practice. Okay, jump rope. Otherwise, you're just doing things half-heartedly. So here we are with your jab and your cross. 1, 2. Simultaneous, boom, rather than 1, 2. Not quite right. It's 1, 2. So you stun them with the jab and you follow through with the cross. Try and keep your jawline down. This is just your practice. And then Michele's going to come and help me with the pads. 1, 2. Notice that when Michele presents the pads, I don't just stay there, I execute straight away. As soon as she does it, 1, 2. You see too many people just taking their time. That's not right. It's got to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice how I'm moving as soon as I've executed the punch, either backwards or to the side. Boxing's all about small angles. My jab hand is always pointing towards Michele, or my jab shoulder always points towards Michele. 45-degree angle, okay? Extra punch. 1, 2. 1, 2. So I'm not hitting hard here, I don't need to. I'm still having a good workout. You also don't want to hit too hard, because if your partner that you've roped in to help you here, if they're not used to it, it's going to take a little bit of a while to get used to it, because you're absorbing a lot of force. So just take it easy, be nice to them. Think safety first. Always safety. Okay, time. Back to a jump rope skill for me. So we're going to do good old boxer skip on the double bounce. Just transferring from left to right. Some people do 2 hops on one leg and then they swap. It's up to you. Nice and steady. So because this is your default jump rope skill, because it is a boxer jump, I just want to test you a little bit more. Let's go for another minute here. Remember, this is very much preparing you for the main masterclass, which is on the website. So the content of the video on the website, we've broken down into 10, 20 and 30-minute classes, showing both low and high impact. So bearing in mind that this is a 30-minute class, you should be at a point where you've got the skills in terms of the jump rope, and you're developing your boxing skills and footwork all of the time. So it is going to be more uncomfortable doing 30 minutes than obviously a 10-minute class. So step up to the mark, take responsibility, work on your skills, be determined, and enjoy what you're doing, and you'll get results, okay? Okay, so let's run through those skills again, okay? Of course, you can have someone here with a pad, but we're not going to do that now. Let's use it as an opportunity to nail the skills and the coaching points. Transfer the body weight, you shuffle the leg forward as you punch, and you've got to make sure your knees are bent. That's where the power comes from. People are obsessed with punching out as hard as they can. That's not boxing, it's not controlled. Notice how small a movement or small range of movement I'm using in terms of space. It's minimal. And you guys can probably see I'm sweating heavily now. Switch it to a cross. Remember, twist out through the ankle, the hip, and then out through the shoulder. Keep your chin down. Remember, this arm stays close to your jawline. Just change the angle so you can see. It's a big power punch. Might seem counterintuitive to lead with your weak arm and to be working it all the time when you're jabbing, but that's because you've got your big hand, your strong hand. That's where the power comes from. So you jab out with this one and then you unleash. Just 10 more seconds. Okay, grab your jump rope. Gonna do alternate knee. Remember on this one, guys, it's a double bounce, and you wanna lift your knee up to 90 degrees, okay? So you've got your double bounce going, lift your knee up to 90 degrees. Engage the core, bring the shoulders back, control your breathing, stay focused, nail the skill. What we're going to do later on, when we release other videos, we're going to show you the difference in calorie expenditure with doing Skipfusion versus other styles of exercise, including cycling, running, any of those type of exercises. Okay, so here we go. Next combination, we're going to do your double jab. 1, 2. Remember, with your double jab, guys, you've got to come back to your jawline. You see all too many people doing this. 1, halfway, 2. That's not a double jab. You've got to come back home, which is your jawline, before you execute your punch again. 1, 2. And it's fast. Switch to my leg. Watch my leg. 1, 2. That's where it comes from the back leg. 1, 2. So I want you to take your time and learn these properly. Because not only does it engage your brain and distract you, which is a positive thing because it means the workout flies by, but it also means you're going to have a better workout. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so if you grab your jump rope, we're going to do a double bounce to start, guys, and then the second half of a minute, I'm just going to push your heart rate up a little bit and test your skill by doing a single bounce. So these are all very basic jump rope skills. So you need to nail these, okay? Okay, switch it to singles. Remember, you're at the stage now of working for 30 minutes, so you should be here. Doing a few jumping jacks there, did you notice that? Now I'm on single hop, single bounce. 10 more seconds. Okay, jump rope down for me. Okay, your last one is your jab and your cross. 1, 2. If I stand side onto you, notice how I'm still upright. I'm not leaning forward. That means that I'm loading my back leg properly when I do it, because if you don't load your back leg, you're going to be off balance. It's there, sit back into it. It's all about control and timing. Keep that shoulder facing your target. Obviously, because you're shadow boxing, you know where the target is. That's why sometimes having a partner or having a boxing bag is really useful, because you know you always have to turn your shoulder towards it. Keep the chin down. One more. Okay, just grab your jump rope one more time. So we're going to calm it down a little bit. So just do your double bounce. Suck in the oxygen. Change it to an alternate knee. Good. So put your jump rope down. You're just going to calm it down a bit. So just jog on the spot. Really important to cool down. So slowly, slowly bringing your heart rate down. So focus on your breathing. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Okay, just march on the spot for me. So what we're going to do to start with, guys, before we go into our stretches, interlink your fingers. At the same time, take a step back with whichever leg you want to work. We're going to do your calf stretch. So make sure your knee doesn't go over your toe. Keep your core sucked in. Shoulders back, interlink your fingers, reach up as high as you can. So you're stretching upper body and pushing through your heel at the same time. Remember, we always say to you, we do kind of rush the stretches here, but it should be for 45 seconds to a minute, okay? Good, just shake the arms off. Switch it to the other leg. Step back, make sure your feet are parallel, interlink your fingers, reach out in front like you're hugging a big ball. So it's not just a case of taking your hands out in front, it's also stretching and reaching out at the same time. That way you're stretching your trapezius, your rhomboid, your deltoid, your shoulder muscles. Again, still make sure you push down through your heel so that you can feel it in your calf. Again, 45 seconds to a minute. Just shake your arms out. This time you can either hold onto your wrist or interlink your fingers. Keep your torso lifted. Squeeze your arms up and hold. So you've got a good stretch there for your rotator cuff muscles as well and your shoulders. Again, the same principle, 45 seconds to a minute. And then from here, guys, you can hold onto a wall or you can stand still. Just stretch the muscles on the front of your leg. Make sure your knee on your supporting leg is slightly bent. And you want to pull that heel in towards your bottom so that you've got the stretch on the front of your leg. So remember, guys, if this is your 30-minute low impact box, you've got one more to try, which is high impact. Providing you can nail that in terms of intensity and in terms of jump rope skills, change legs for me, then you're ready to do the actual masterclass, okay? So yeah, give it a go. See how you get on. If you make a lot of mistakes, that's fine. Keep practicing, but don't move forward until you become competent at all the jump rope skills and you feel like you're really starting to master it. So guys, that's Skipfusion box, 30 minutes, low impact. Test yourself, move on to the next stage. Well done.